I would like to introduce our guest speakers today. First of all, Mr. Robert G. Allen. Mr. Robert G. Allen is a New York Times best-selling author. His colossal bestseller, Nothing Down, established Mr. Allen as one of the most influential investment advisors of all time. He's followed that success with 3 other best-selling books, including Multiple Streams of Income, as well as the audio cassette programs Road to Wealth and Multiple Streams of Income from Nightingale Conant. As a popular talk show guest, Mr. Allen has appeared on hundreds of programs, including Good Morning America and Larry King Live. He's also been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Newsweek, Barron's, Money Magazine, and Reader's Digest. In addition, our next guest speaker is Mr. Tim Sales. Tim's successful experience and knowledge make him one of the most sought-after advisors, speakers, trainers, and creators of content in the industry. He's delivered well over 10,000 presentations and training sessions to over 117,000 people all over the world. His contributions to the network marketing industry include the 1998 production of Brilliant Compensation, which has sold millions of copies. I would like to now turn the time over and the call over to Mr. Tim Sales.
Good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate you being on the call, and Mr. Allen, I greatly appreciate you being here as well. And Tony, I certainly appreciate you and that introduction. I'm very, very happy that you're able to get onto this call. What we're going to try to do here is I'm going to try to extract the brilliance out of Mr. Allen that he writes about, that he talks about, that he just absolutely is. And the reason that I'm so excited about this one is because my knowledge is very myopic, if you will. I've been in the network marketing industry for 23 years. That is what I know, just straight network marketing. But my guest, Mr. Allen, he, on the other hand, has made millions in a lot of different industries. And so what I want to try to do is he has recently joined RX. And so I wanted to, for your benefit, for all of our benefits really, for you to get some of that wealth of knowledge as to how he evaluated RX. And so, Mr. Allen, thank you so much for being on this call, sir.
Thank you, Tim. It's an honor for me to be on the call with you. You're a legend when it comes to training in the network marketing industry. I'm sure every major company has had people who have been trained by you to help build their businesses in all the different areas. So I want to pick your brain when it comes to how do you build a network marketing business. But anyway, to answer your question, yes, I jumped into the network marketing industry about 17 years ago. It was one of the best decisions of my life, although I was very, very skeptical and very resistant to the whole thing when I got started. But it is the industry of the future, and the principles of the way network marketing works are so profoundly different than the way traditional business works. It's about building teams of people, and it's about teaching, and it's not necessarily selling products per se, but it's about teaching people how to be successful. So I was able to take my experience and success in a previous network marketing company where I rose to number 13 out of hundreds of thousands of distributors worldwide, and 19 of the top income earners in the entire company were in my downline with my wife and myself. Essentially her downline, but I was helping her build it. And the bottom line is, when I saw RX, I was blown away. Let me tell you why. First of all, in order for you to select the right company, you have to have a company that has a product that you appreciate, that you trust, that you think is good. I checked out RX's products, and I felt they were fabulous. I wanted a product that was consumable, so people took it on an everyday basis, and so RX has a product there, and we'll be adding many more products to the initial list of the products that are there now. But what really attracted me was the fact that top leaders have come into this company to start it. They left a previous management team. They all came together en masse to launch RX. They had years and years and years of experience. It's a startup. It's a launch company, but it's not a startup. Yeah, in other words, most people think when you get started in network marketing, you want to get in at the very beginning, but that's also very risky because the company might not make it. So that was a question that came to my mind: is this company going to make it? And I saw the leadership, that were the top leaders in this industry with massive amounts of experience, well funded, and I said to myself, if anybody could pull this off, it's these gentlemen and that have launched this company and women. And the women and the men that are launching the RX have my total complete support. That's why I literally walked away from a huge stream of income with massive influence on an existing company to say, let's start RX. I'm in. I'm all in. When I heard you were in, Tim, I said, oh, that's it. Done deal. I'm there. Let's get started. So that's some of the reasons that forced me to say yes to RX, Tim.
Well, I am very, very honored that you would say that. I'm very glad that you did say that. Having your expertise in this company is very valuable to everybody here. I like the way that you described that. That it's a ground floor opportunity, if you will, but it isn't a startup. Because I definitely feel the same way. You've heard RX expanding very rapidly into some global markets. And we have China, of course. We have Japan, Malaysia looking very, very close. We have Canada, of course, and not for resale. We have Mexico coming on in, looking to be the end of end of this year, perhaps the beginning of next year. Tell me what you think about in terms of markets and opportunity for people, things like that. How do you feel as though our movement into the global market arena is going to benefit you as well as everybody else?
Well, there's 2 points I want to make. Number one, when you're at the beginning of a company and nobody's heard about it, and yet they have great leadership at the top of it, it's easy to spread that message. And since nobody's heard about it, it's a fresh approach, and everybody can say, well, what is it, and why is it started, and who's involved in it? Whereas, a lot of traditional companies have been around for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. The message is, it's old hat, it's old news. And so literally, in this next few months, you have hot news. You have the best news possible. And in America, for those of you who are in North America, this is the best time for you to do that. It's hot, it's fresh, it's brand new. Jump on board because, not too far distant, it will be a stable, solid, company that's an opportunity that people will have heard about. So you need to get on now, as fast as you can. Then you have countries around the world where this is the same opportunity. It's brand new. Many of these other companies that are in the top 20 in Direct Sales Association, they've been around for years. Yes, they've got good stability, but the message is not hot. It's harder to sell it because it's an old message. It's still powerful. People can still join companies that have been around for 30 or 40 years. But the bottom line is this is hot, it's new, it's brand new in countries all around the world. Now, I got to see myself what it was like in China. And I'd never spoken to an audience in China before. And just 2 weeks ago, stood in front of an audience in China, and these people are hungry. You cannot believe how excited they are, especially about RX. And RX is now located and connected with a company in China, so we have the permission to market in China, and that's extremely difficult to obtain. And I got to meet with the president of that company that we've linked with in China. He spoke in front of a group of 300-400 really excited RX associates or representatives, and they were just excited, just ready to go. I spoke to an audience in Hong Kong as well, and I'll be speaking in about a month from now in Japan and in China again. So if you know any folks who happen to be in these brand new companies, or even companies we might be getting ready to go into, if you have friends or relatives or people, you might say, hey, this is getting ready to launch. You need to be there at the very beginning because literally, those who are at the very beginning are the ones that have the fastest amount of growth and the deepest amount of growth that lasts the longest. So this is the time, folks. This is the time. Let's get going. I'm in. Tim's in. Let's go for it.
That is awesome, Robert. I greatly, I like your answer on all of that. And, you're talking about that, being going into that new country where you've got that fresh concept, fresh idea. And, since you've made such, huge amounts of money in all different industries, I look at this and I say, this isn't any different than any other industry. Microsoft, there was a point in time where it was new, it was flourishing, it would open new markets, and it would, translate its software over into the foreign different languages, and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And so it isn't any different in any industry. It is, the difference is that all of you on the call get to be those people like at Microsoft, where it started out and they passed around shares, and they were those people who were there in the beginning, got to have that huge upside potential. So I just want everyone to know that it isn't unique just because it's network marketing. It is unique in every business that is going to go long term and go big. And so yeah, that's the way that I view it. Is that it doesn't matter. I came from a little small town, and we would have a farmer's market. And so when we look at potential, I would draw a little circle around a map and say, okay, these people will come in from different little areas to buy from us, but that's about it. So how big is our market? Well, it's about 3 inches around on the map where I would circle. Well, take a look at what happens when you have the whole nation of the United States, and then you have all these foreign markets. That's more and more and more markets. And so for me, it's hard to sleep at night. Let me ask you this one thing about, because of all that you've done in everywhere, how do you feel as though in the current economic conditions, and I'm not ever someone who views that the cloud, that the sky's falling. I'm not one of those guys. I'm always looking, because as long as there are people, they have needs, they have wants. And so I'm not much of the effect, if you will, or at the effect of the global, but many people feel that in a down economy, something happens. How do you feel this is going to spur the growth of RX?
Well, I was just looking at a magazine yesterday that there are about 27 million businesses in North America, and 21 of them are solopreneurs. They're people who operate their business without any employees. A lot of those, believe it or not, are network marketers. And this trend is going to continue, not get less. It's going to increase. More and more people are going to be awakened by this downturn, that they can no longer trust any company to take care of them. They have to be able to build their own stream of income. They have to be able to work and build their own business. And that's what RX provides for you, your own business, where you can literally talk to people and bring them into. And you don't need to have lots and lots of people. You need to have 4 people placed properly for you to have your product free. And therefore, it's easy for you to get to break even on your business. You don't have to have $10,000 or $20,000 or $50,000 to launch your business. You need 4 people you know. And then, but for those people, it's the same process. All I need is 4 of my friends and relatives and contacts and people that I bump into. I need 4 customers, basically. Now, when this explosion starts to happen, as people start getting to break even really much more quickly, in fact, it's one of the fastest ways to go to break even in the network marketing industry. Most people or most companies, it takes you 14 or 18 or 28 or 50 people to get to break even. With these 4 in RX, it now creates the opportunity for people to get excited because they realize, hey, this isn't a big, huge drain on my monthly income every month. I mean, I can be break even within 30 days before my first bill is due, So now they break even. Now they say, hey, this is kind of exciting. Let's see if we can make some money at this. And now income streams start to flow in. So in terms of the economic cycle that we're in, I believe we're at the bottom of that cycle. Now we're into moving towards what I call recovery. And when we get into recovery in our economy, this is when it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. But for you, at a time when it's seemingly winter time in our economy, this is when you need to plant your winter wheat, using analogy of you were using earlier, Tim, and this is the time you have to start to build. Now, there are places where it's hot. The Far East and in Asia, RX is hot. I mean, you can't. It's just growing like leaps and bounds, and in such a short period of time, it's amazing to me that 20, 30,000 people already in just 2 or 3 months have jumped on and said, let's go for it. We love the way the compensation plan works. We love the products, and we love the leaders, and we love the fact that the leaders are going to be teaching us that the best leaders in network marketing, you, Tim, is what I'm referring to, that the best of the best of the best in the entire industry is our personal coach. I mean, how exciting can that be? Now, I'm going to be going into personal growth, and I want to teach you not only how to create success for yourself in your RX business, but how to be successful in all areas of your life. We'll be announcing soon classes that I'll be coaching and training with all representatives in RX, how to succeed in the personal growth arena. And we all know that if you don't believe in something, if you don't have a personal belief in your ability to share your business with somebody, that if you don't have personal growth, personal belief, personal confidence, you can't succeed. So my job is to teach you how to have that confidence. Tim's job is to teach you how to have the tools, the techniques, the strategies that make this work. And together, both of us are going to provide powerful training tools to make RX grow even faster for you and everybody around the world.
Great. Because of your background in real estate, there's something that I've observed, and that is that many indicators as to what is the general result, if you will, of the economy is its measurement because of real estate. And so if people are buying new homes, then that means that the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the companies that support that, then you have the real estate agents, and then you have title insurance companies, and you have, in other words, all of the support mechanisms around that. And perhaps if you went back 50 years ago and you took a look at the trends at that time, and it was, the baby boomers are leaving the nest and they're coming out, they're buying new houses, blah, blah, blah. And you have this big, robust boom. And so many of the indicators as to what is what makes up the economy, I look at it now and I'm kind of curious as to whether or not any of those old professors are willing to look at a new economy, meaning that all of those people who were once buying houses, they didn't go away. They just are going to new trends. And so what I'm seeing actually going on is that all of the indicators as to whether or not the economy is moving or not say that it's very, very flat. But what I think is going on is their indicators are flat. And it's because they're looking at the wrong things, that the people are buying things. And so what I am viewing right now in my own Tennessee hillbilly kind of a look at something is I'm saying, you know what, I don't think the indicators are right. I think that if they were looking at what those people are buying now, they would see those trends moving. And I believe that nutrition, I believe that skincare, I believe that all of the divisions that we've talked about, financial divisions, we've talked about healthy home, we've talked about, skincare, Healthy Baby Academy, all of those, I believe, in my own personal view, and I want your input on this, how do you view the boomers, the front edge, the Y generation, the X generation, all of them, how do you think they're going to absorb these divisions we talked about?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're looking at the wrong indicators. For instance, they're looking at employment, and we have a high unemployment here in North America, but that's because everybody is learning how to run their businesses much more efficiently, and they're using the Internet. I had a guy sit in my office yesterday right across my desk who is busier than he's ever been. He's just exploding in growth. So there's lots of areas that are exploding, and it comes down to entrepreneurship. That is the area that people are exploding in. When I wrote the book Multiple Streams of Income, I talk about 10 ways of making money, and we talk about real estate, we talk about the internet, we talk about stock market and tax lien certificates and lots of different ways of doing it. And I made a fortune in 4 of those areas, and one of my favorites is network marketing, because it is able to open up the minds to a budding entrepreneur and give them the tools to start their business without having to do all the hard parts. The hard parts of starting a business are the management of the employees and the legal stuff and the manufacturing and all the many hats that an entrepreneur has to wear in order to make their business succeed. And 95% of businesses don't make it 5 years. The reason that network marketing has such a huge potential is because you only need to wear one hat, and that hat is sharing the product with people. And let the company do everything else that's hard to do. And the guys and the gals that are running RX are the ones who know how to do those things extremely well. They've done it for decades. We get to do what's easy for us to do, and that is just to share, to talk about it, to share it, to tell people about the products and the opportunity, to tell people that it's a very, very narrow window for us to get started here. And if you don't jump through this window now, you're going to look back a year from now, literally less than a year from now. You're going to go, I had an opportunity at the very beginning of a huge company, and I said no. And I'm going to ask you why you said no. More than likely, it'll be because of some doubt you had about the way the economy works. Well, the investment in ARCS is so minimal, and the way to get to break even is so minimal. The risk there is almost zero. So don't let that stop you. Maybe it's because you've never been involved in network marketing before and don't know how to do it. We're going to coach you how to do that. Maybe you've been involved in network marketing before and got burned because it just didn't work for you. You know why it didn't work for you? Because you didn't have the best network marketing trainer in the world be your coach, like Tim Sales is. There are a lot of reasons that ARC is going to work for you this time. So let's just set aside any doubts or fears you might have, and let's quit worrying about the economy, and let's just make your personal economy work. That's what really is what this call is about, is getting you to make money, getting your life to work financially, getting your personal growth to start happening, coaching with the best products at the right time is how wealth is created, and that's my specialty. I've created thousands and thousands and thousands of millionaires in so many different arenas, but ARC is at the top of my list. It is number one to me. It's number one to me now personally. It's where I'm spending an enormous amount of my personal time because I want to make this company the best in the industry. I want to make it to be as an icon of a company that has fixed all the problems that people don't like about network marketing and has solved those problems and done it in a brilliant way. But remember, this is a brand new company, and we will have a few little issues as we get it rolling. Things won't be, the website will have some links that don't work. The products are great, but they're going to get a lot better. Let's put it that way. We're at the very beginning of a huge opportunity, so be patient with us. But want you to know that as leaders at the top of this company, our goal is to have your streams of income flowing rapidly and perpetually. That's our goal. That's our plan. I know that's what Tim wants to accomplish. That's what I want to accomplish. And we're just so thrilled you'd be on the call with us. I hope we're saying the right things. But a year from now, whether we say the right things or not, whether you join us or not, ARC is going to be huge. And you'll look back on this opportunity and say, oh my gosh, I missed it. And I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to, a year from now, to turn to your friends who all might have snickered a little bit. And I want you to turn to your friends and say, I got in. I did it. It's working for me. And that's our hope and our goal from this call here today.
Folks, I don't know if you can imagine from my perspective, is that Mr. Allen can guide us, just like he's guided millions and millions and millions of people into wealth. He also can guide and influence the company. So when we talk about having a financial division, I want you to just think that unique inside of RX, we've got Mr. Allen that can help guide us, advise us, advise all of you. And so we want to create this inner circle of group of people who are the very best trained in the world that can open all new markets and bring out all new divisions. And, if you've heard my concept of the mall where you have two anchor tenants, skincare and nutrition, in this industry you have to have those two because they're daily consumable products. And so that's what anchors your income, and that allows us to then open little boutique shops on the inside of that mall, if you will, riskier types of business models that we won't lose the whole, where you watch companies go out there and they launch these risky types of businesses. You're going to be hearing a lot about the deregulation of electricity. And anybody who witnessed the deregulation of telephony, meaning telephone lines, long-distance lines, things like that, you watch companies that, boom, hit $1 billion in 8 years. And then what are they now? Terminated all distributors, all right, because the commodity, the price of the long distance just drove down to zero. What makes us think that's not going to happen? The same. But there was a lot of money made during that time, so it allows us to be in a position to take a little bit of a risk with some of these types of businesses, but it would be no different in a mall. You have, your anchor tenants on either side of a mall, and if something didn't work out with one of the boutiques on the inside, it's no big deal. We just fold that one. We've made a lot of money from it, but the company doesn't collapse, right? So I see tremendous opportunity that way, having Mr. Allen as an advisor to us as RX Corporate, to me as a leader. Just the value is so tremendous. Robert, I haven't told you this, but I was speaking with a lovely lady the other day, and I had mentioned your name, and she said, she goes, "You're kidding." And I said, no, he's with us. And she said, "I made over $20 million because of that man." Now, it wasn't as though that I ran an ad with Robert Allen's name on it. In other words, it was just I stumble across someone who's made $20 million because of you. And so, folks, I don't know if you're getting my message. In other words, there's credibility here that is just so phenomenal that you get to use, all right, and that Mr. Allen would come on board with us, to me is just such a blessing. And so I know that you mentioned in your conversations to everyone that you wanted to do like classes, things like that help people. And, Mr. Allen, from my viewpoint, there have been times that I am obviously known through everywhere that I'm the pragmatic, details-oriented, how to do it kind of a thing. But as I've told you before, there have been times that I can give somebody all of those tools, or even myself. And then there's some times that I sit there knowing what I'm supposed to do, meaning I know the how, but yet I don't do it. And so what I've witnessed about you is that you really help people get out of their own way. I don't know a better way to say it than that. Yeah. So if you could just elaborate, because you and I have had some just wonderful conversations about that. If you would just share what your contribution, like what are you going to be so proud of accomplishing at RX?
Thank you. Mr. Sales, I keep calling you Tim because I know you so well, but I just want you to know what great respect I had when I saw Brilliant Compensation. This has been, over 10 years ago, and I said, whoever wrote that, whoever created that, wow, brilliantly. And then to get to be in business with you is something I got to pinch myself. So, to answer your question, There are three areas. You want to be successful in anything in your life, you need to have what I call the we how, the be how, and the V how. And V how is vehicle knowledge. That's how you drive the vehicle towards what you want. So the specific how-to, and Tim is brilliant at that. He knows it better than anybody in the world. How do you build a network marketing business? And what are the specific steps, the techniques, the strategies, the systems? Tim's the best in the world at that. When it comes to the we how, that means how do you take your personal relationships and how do you make those relationships work? And that's extremely important. You have to have the ability to persuade people, the ability to enroll people in your vision, and that's what I call we how. And the be how is how do you get yourself to believe that it's possible for you? How do you organize your own mind so that you can be not only organized in your life but organized in your thinking, and have the belief and the confidence to do what you know you need to do. And as Tim was saying, sometimes we know what to do, but we just can't get ourselves to do it. Well, Tim will tell you what to do. He'll tell you how to do it. And my job is to make sure you have the courage to go and do what he tells you to do. And not only that in an area of your personal growth, but how to be successful in all areas of your life. We're going to be teaching classes, what we call the RX Academy. We're going to teach you all areas of success. It'll be part of your enrollment fee to just be part of RX. Then we'll coach you. We're going to give you thousands of dollars worth of free content, free trainings, a lot of them live trainings, so you can be not only successful in RX, but successful in your relationships and successful in every area, finances, every area of your life. That's what our goal is for RX, and it's rapidly taking place. Not there yet, frankly, but it is within a few weeks of being launched. And we want you to know that that's what our goal is. That's what our plan is. We want to be separate from all other companies by saying that, number one, what's most important to us is that you're successful in your life. And then that you consume a product, great, sure, that's great. That you're able to share that product, wonderful. But, personal growth will be at the top of the list, not an afterthought, not let's add some of that to it. Let's be successful in all areas of our life now. And let's use RX as a vehicle to not only generate the health and the wealth, but to generate the success that we wanted in all areas of our life. So I know our call is running a little bit long here today, but just to let you know what we want to accomplish. And I want to ask you that are listening to this call, what do you want? What can RX help you accomplish? What's your life going to look like 5 years from now? Where do you want to live? What kind of lifestyle do you want? What kind of relationships do you want? How good do you want life to be? Now, Tim and I both live that lifestyle right now. But both of us have taught people how to achieve that lifestyle. Both Tim and myself, with hundreds of thousands of people, have taught. Whereas there are thousands and thousands of people around the world who are literally earning streams of income that will take your breath away because of what we have taught. We want to get you where you want to be. We want to get you to your dream lifestyle. Getting between here and there is not going to be easy. I don't want to make it sound too easy. It's going to require dedication on your part. It's going to require you to be with us in RX as you learn these skills and apply them. It's going to require your dedication. But if you'll stick with us, if you'll be as we train and keep teach and coach you, if you'll be part of this RX growing family, you'll get there. And we want to see you walk across the stages as RX gives their awards to the leaders and the growth people who are growing their businesses and are becoming great leaders. We want to be there on that stage with you. We haven't decided how the pins and the ribbons are going to be like at this point. It's still that early. But I can see you on that stage. I want to shake your hand. I want to look you in the eye. I want to tell you I'm proud of you. I want you to say back to me, thanks, Bob. for helping. I want you to turn to Tim and to all the other leaders in RX. Deanna, who is incredible when it comes to health products, and to Fred, who is the leader, and Mark and Jeff and all the other great leaders, Riley, in RX. I want, as you come across that stage and receive the awards that you've earned, I want you to thank us for having helped you earn those rewards. But remember, it was you that did it. And our goal is just to help you become a better you. That's what RX is about. Helping people be better, faster. And if that's what you want, then this is your company. And if that's not what you want, this isn't your company. Go find some other company that can do that for you. But in terms of a brand new company, since it's brand new, you're going to get access to us that most other, leaders and companies are always at the way, way, way top, and you never can get to them. Well, guess what? Since it's brand new, you get to us. We get to have, more personal contact with you. And that's our goal. That's our plan. That's our hope. That's our dream. That's our prayer, to make this a company that you and me and Tim and all of us can be proud of. Thank you for listening. And if this is your company, jump now. If this is not, if you got to do some more checking, then check some more. Tim, I think you've got a way of evaluating that, don't you?
Sure do. Sir, if you hadn't been so good in business, you'd make a great poet. I just love listening to you. Your rhythm is incredible. And I so appreciate your business expertise that you've shared with everyone. Folks, I hope that you gathered from this what I've gathered from this. It is just, it doesn't matter. Every single time that I talk to you, I always walk away learning so much. And for those of you, I want you to picture something real quick in closing. I want you to picture that you or me, in 1989, I was shown a business just like you're hearing it right now. Same type of a scenario. Wasn't new, didn't have the beginning thing. I didn't have a Tim Sales, didn't have a Robert Allen, didn't have any of that going on. It was just a company. And there was a gentleman who had introduced that company to me, showed me a video, and that was it. And he was asking me to join. And I want you to pretend for just a second that Tim couldn't get out of his own way and say yes. Instead, he said no. Then I would have missed many millions of dollars. I would have missed the opportunity to, that every single time I change a life, my life changes for the better, right? That is where the greatest rewards come from. And so you can measure one's greatness by how many people they have helped. And so I would have missed out on all of those blessings if that gentleman didn't nudge me just a little. And so please allow me to nudge you. I view it as A, B, or C. C means see you later, no thanks, bye, and that's what Mr. Allen was talking about when he said if we're not it, we're not it. And that's great with us because your relationship with the person who asked you to come onto this call is what we care most about. We would not want to do anything that would harm that relationship. Or you're a B, and if that is the case, and I typically call that a may be. You may want to try products. You may want to do a little bit more due diligence. Great. Call the person back. Tell them that you want the health package. You want to figure out what this thing is. The next thing you need to do is you need to book a ticket to Salt Lake City, Utah for November the 12th. There, you can walk up and you can ask myself, Mr. Allen, the CEO, the president, Deanna, all the names you've heard. You can personally walk up and do your due diligence. I want you to look at the whites in every one of our eyes. Okay, I want you to see truth. All right, and so do not hesitate in coming here. All right, and if you've done your due diligence, you're good to go. Then come out anyway because you just do not want to miss this. Or you're an A, and an A is absolutely no. You don't have all your questions answered, but you see enough that you want to jump. That my little extra nudge here is what you needed. And so if you're that A, call the person back. Say, hey, I want the gold pack. I'm in. I want to book my tickets to Salt Lake. And if you want to just jump and go do that, you're welcome to. Just go to rix.com. That's ARIIX. Again, ARIIX.com. And then hopefully you'll see a little window there about the Salt Lake event. If not, just search around there and you'll find it, and just book yourself a ticket in. And we're in pre-registration on that, so it's just $35. It's really inexpensive. And so if you're an A, I certainly want you to walk up to me and shake my hand, because those people who are willing to go after their dreams and their goals are an A to me. So with that, Mr. Allen, thank you so very much for spending your time, sharing your knowledge. I am so honored that you would be on the call. And all the other leaders in RX and the founders of RX, I appreciate this opportunity. And so I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Make your decision and call the person back that got you on the call. Thank you, guys.